It's okay. If there's issues, hopefully they'll fix it on their end. Because you could only do so much here, can't you? Called from here a couple of times, and normally they've put one more bar here to stabilise it.
Yeah.
When that wasn't there, it might not seem like much, but there was a bit more room for me to sort of move my table into the corner, and that saved some room. So yeah, it's going to be a bit tricky getting back down, but well, what can you do, eh?
Yeah.
No, I've been watching a lot of the European tournament.
Yeah.
Have you been watching that one?
No, it's too early. And
yeah.
It's like 5 a.m.
I think the final
1 a.m.
Oh yeah. Well, the final I think is Monday morning. When's Colombia Argentina final? Is that?
It's Monday here. Monday.
Same morning.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Monday 10 a.m.
Oh, that's a bit better, isn't it? The European one I think is at 5. into the back stretch of the NPLW season here in Victoria, and as a cold and infinite winter in Melbourne endures, we are approaching crunch time in the women's top division. The Greens are at home this afternoon. Grey and dreary Melbourne winter playing the backdrop for a Bentleigh team in serious relegation trouble. They see the Preston Lions come to Kingston Heath today. Dan Foden's side, no doubt, with a spring in their winter step after winning through to the club's first ever Nike FC Cup final during the week. So it's second against second last coming into the weekend in a match day 17 contest from Kingston Heath in Cheltenham on the NPL Victoria YouTube channel. Brent Sternberg is my name. Thanks for your company this afternoon, wherever you may be joining us from, gang. Here's how they line up then. Bentleigh have made 2 changes from the side that drew 1-1 with Calder United last weekend. Young Madeline Cook and Leah Davidson coming in, going back to the bench, Jasmine Kane-Edwards and Gabrielle Simpson. So it's the experienced Melissa Barbieri in goal, a front 4 for the Greens, anchored by youngster Lucy Allison and the returning Leah Davidson, we suspect. Joanne Hahn and Maeve Brown, the wing backs. Bentleigh love to play with a 4-2-3-1, so the 2 midfielders screening the back 4 will be Sarah Johnston and Candice Kildare. Olivia Bomford, the captain in the number 10 shirt, will play in the number 10 position behind the lone striker Coco Parker. Maddie Cook and the speedy Izzy Fernandez will take their place on the wings. Preston, they've made 3 changes from the side that defeated Bundoora in the Nike FC Cup semi-final on Wednesday night. Ali Lamont, Ali Vlamink and Jamila Rankin go out of the starting 11. Eva Harrington, Mibe Tanaka and Susan Fonsong-Cam are in. So in goal is Charlotte Ray-Horrison. Anchoring the back 4 will be the experienced Emma Checker and Jade Feeks. Eva Harrington comes back in to take her place at left back, and Molly May Ramsey starts at right back. 3 players in midfield. The captain Georgia Henderson, Dakota Tyson and Miri Nishimura. And then the front 3 on the wings will be Susan Fonsong-Cam and Mibe Tanaka. And leading the line in the red and black tonight for the away side Preston will be Hayley Johnson, who is chasing her 21st goal of the league campaign, fresh off a brace in the Cup on Wednesday night. As the 2 teams switch over, and as our friends that were out on the synthetic pitch out the back enjoying the reserve game come out to join us on the concourse, it'll be the Bentleigh Greens in the green. Naturally, will kick us off from left to right. Preston, who have come across town in their striking red and black, looking to try and keep pace with the teams at the top of the table. And as the sun sets on another winter's afternoon here in Melbourne, metaphorically speaking, it may be setting on Bentleigh and their time in the top division as well. But a win this afternoon against the high-flying Preston Lions could spark a late season flurry for Bentleigh. Currently in one of the 2 relegation places. Of course, the bottom 2 will go down at the end of the season, and 2 from the Victorian Premier League Women's will join us in 2025. It's a loose pass, though, from Dakota Tyson. Izzy Fernandez, who started on that left wing for the Greens, cuts it back inside, looking for Bomford. Never made it that far. Jada Feeks getting in the way. Here is Hayley Johnson now, going shoulder to shoulder with Madeline Cook, who wins it back for the Greens. So second position on the table for Bentleigh, just 3 wins in 16 games. 2 of those 3 wins actually came in the first month of the season. Chasing their 4th win of the campaign this afternoon. Of course, Bentleigh in their first season under the Bentleigh Greens moniker, for those that aren't aware. Established in 2015 and known as Bayside United, and wearing the striking orange and black before the amalgamation with the Greens this season. Here's Leah Davidson picking up the ball in midfield. Long ball forward. Asks a little bit of Coco Parker. Harrington back to Charlotte Ray-Horrison. Does look like Bentleigh have kept Leah Davidson in midfield, and it's Madeline Cook who's lined up as a part of that back four. Henderson in for Johnson. And a return pass for the keeper. Preston into the 18-yard box for the first time this afternoon. It's away by Hahn with Henderson. Now Dakota Bison making just her 5th start of the league campaign. Nishimura, we know, can score from anywhere. Here's Ramsey in at the near post. Not quite dealt with by Barbieri. And then away by the Bentleigh defence. Your official in the middle this afternoon is the experienced Caitlin Williams, reigning NPLW referee of the year in 2023 and in 2022. Down goes Susan Fonsong-Cam. No foul, that's out of play for the Bentleigh throw-in. Our linesmen this evening, Faze Mahabadi and George Lianos, and the 4th official down below is Rafael Sataris. Got a whistle here for a foul throw-in. So, possession conceded cheaply. This is Eva Harrington, formerly of South Melbourne. Good there from Sarah Johnston. Big possession back to Bentleigh. Sends them on their way. Kildare, just a bit too much on it there for Bomford. Regathered though by Leah Davidson. Now rolling forward is Joanne Hahn. Some support in Izzy Fernandez, who will be a threat out there on the left wing position for Bentleigh, as she always is. Johnston into no man's land here. Good anticipation shown there by Susan Fonsong-Cam, happy to play that one out of touch. Of course, joining Preston this season, the Perth Glory A-League women's player and formerly of the Western Sydney Wanderers. Done really well these past couple of seasons, Preston, to entice some of that A-League women's talent to BT Connor Reserve. Of course, they've got Jamila Rankin, who is not in the squad this afternoon, but has played some really wonderful football since coming back to the NPLW and linking up with Dan Foden. Of course, in the team of the year in the A-League women's last season, Jamila Rankin. Speaking of experience and talent, 44-year-old Melissa Barbieri, most recently with Melbourne City, coming back to guard the posts for the Bentleigh Greens and trying to shore up that defence. It has leaked 38 goals this season, just 3 clean sheets for Bentleigh in their 16 league matches. It's a Bentleigh side that starts this afternoon without Jasmine Kane-Edwards for the first time. Jasmine will start on the bench today. Preston starting without their tenacious threat out wide, Ali Lamont, who scored that 3rd goal in the Cup on Wednesday night. So for the first time, Ali will come from the bench. This is a foul in midfield, won by Emma Checker. Checker plays it long into the 18-yard box. Henderson's in the vicinity. Cook keeping that one in play. Now Fonsong-Cam strikes it first time and got underneath it as she turns away, wincing and wishing that she'd done better there. She's only scored 1 goal since coming back and playing for Preston. That was in their thrilling Cup quarter-final victory over Spring Hills. A game that Preston won 5-4 after extra time, defeating Bandura 3-1 on Wednesday night at the home of the Matildas and winning through to the first ever IPFC Cup final, where they await the winner of
next week's semi-final between Bulleen and FB Emerging. Much contested throw-in. Finally goes the way of Preston to Harrington. Fonson Cam gets her body in the way. She's brought down by Sarah Johnston. This one is a foul. Fonson Cam looking to move it quickly. Tanaka's in the 18-yard box. It sits for Tanaka, who was brought down just inside the 6-yard box. Still the opportunity for Preston. And eventually it is claimed by Melissa Barbieri. I think it's Molly Mae Ramsey who might have copped an errant arm or finger, more to the point. In the back play, she's a little bit slow to get up. Getting back to her right back post now. Really contentious moment there for Preston. Ishimura. Ball forward again. Henderson may well have been offside. Hayley Johnson was in a legal position, but the ball too far for her. Long ball forward by Davidson, looking to recruit the run of Kildare. She'll pick up the ball after Checker made a mistake. Bomford, who has had a sensational season, wearing the captain's armband this year for Bentleigh. Missed only the match day 15 clash with South Melbourne, Olivia Bomford. As Johnston has lost possession in midfield. Henderson not quite able to angle that one in for Mebe Tanaka. Chuan Han, a South Korean pick up for Bentleigh this season. Has now started every match for Bentleigh at left back. Here's Lucy Allison, who made her first senior start last week in that 1-1 draw with Calder United. Keeps her place in the starting 11. Still no Sienna Fogarty for Bentleigh. Johnston swings it out wide. Hahn, not a bad looking ball into the 18-yard box. Might have been a little bit too close to the goal mouth, and it's easily captured by Preston's 17-year-old goalkeeper Charlotte Gray-Horrison. Turn 18 next week. Well done there by Maeve Brown. Pick the pocket of Fonsong Cam. Parker and Checker. Coco to the byline. Get some support here in Maeve Brown. Swings it in, not quite clear by Preston. Bomford! And a mistake on the goal line by Gray-Horrison, I should say. And Bentleigh take a shock lead at Kingston Heath. Charlotte Gray-Horrison, normally so assured, just might have lost that one in the setting sun. And the underdogs, the Bentleigh Greens, strike first. We just mentioned what a wonderful season Olivia Bomford has had here this season at Kingston Heath. That's now her 11th goal of the season. Bentleigh taking a surprise lead inside 10 minutes. Wasn't hit with all that much conviction, it must be said. Just sort of put it up in towards the goal mouth, Bomford, and Charlotte Gray-Horrison hasn't made too many mistakes between the sticks this season for Preston. That was one she won't like to see on the replay. Bentleigh Greens 1, Preston 0. Greens with some confidence here, rolling forward again. Davidson. Parker. Onside. Now she's gotten past Harrington. Cut back to Kildare, who had her shot blocked. Will get another go. She's asking the question for handball. I think Kildare was actually trying to play it across the 18-yard box for Olivia Bomford. And the plan that she hatched didn't work. Another nervy moment at the back here for Preston. We would have come across town to Kingston Heath this afternoon, expecting this to be a straightforward match. They're going to have to come from behind to win, something they've only managed to do once this season in the league. Johnson Ken just losing track of the football. She's back onto it now. Plays the pass in between the gaps of the Bentleigh back four. It's chased down by Tanaka, who squares it up looking for Johnson. He didn't get a shot away. She's wrestling inside the 6-yard box, and eventually Sarah Johnston clears for Bentleigh. Bomford and Dakota Tyson crashing into one another. Georgia Henderson was fouled right under the nose of the referee. Cairns pass easily dealt with by Melissa Barbieri. But despite the fact that they've had their struggles this season, Bentleigh is now the 7th time that the Greens have actually scored first in 17 matches. So scored first in almost half the games. On the attack again, Kildare. Parker trying to turn on the edge of the 18-yard box. Hahn for the first time ball in towards the near post. Testing Charlotte Ray Horrison again, whose mind would still be rattling a little bit after that mistake. Nishimura and Tanaka goes down by Brown of Bentleigh. Back with Nishimura. Can get past Johnston, but not Maeve Brown, and back with Lucy Allison. Johnson. Tanaka is onside, and Tanaka sneaks it in that near post. Well, Bentleigh were looking back at the linesman, expecting the flag to go up. It didn't. Tanaka draws Preston level just minutes after they've conceded. Tidy finishing at the near post. Tanaka's 9th goal of the season. Wasn't in the starting 11 on Wednesday nights. Thrust back into the starting lineup this afternoon from Dan Foden. So Bentleigh 1, Preston 1. As we head towards the first quarter hour gone. And a competitive first 15 minutes, to say the least. Perhaps somewhat unexpected. We've got an issue here just off the play. Not for the first time. It's Molly May Ramsey who has found herself in the wars. First season at Preston. Started all 17 league games. Come over from Burundurra. Formerly of Melbourne Uni as well. There's a free kick back here for the Lions, incidentally. Emma Checker to take. Just on that Preston goal a moment ago. Must have been mighty close for an offside call. Bentleigh players were certainly asking for it. In a league where we don't have any technology to intervene, we are at the discretion of our officials out there. It's well won back in midfield by Nishimura. Johnson, look at Fernandez, tenacious as ever, trying to win the ball back for Bentleigh. In the end, they do win it back by way of a throw-in. Of course, this is the third meeting between these two sides this season. Preston had a 2-1 victory in the Cup back in April. And just 4 days later in the league, they secured a 3-0 victory at BT Connor Reserve. This lady was on the score sheet that afternoon. Mary Nishimura and a Hayley Johnson brace was enough for Preston to capture the 3 points. Preston coming into this one, 10 wins, 1 draw, 5 losses. They were second on the table coming into the weekend. Essendon Royals getting a victory over Box Hill United last night at Wembley Park has seen Royals go above Preston for now at least. Montfort's going to find her way onto the end of this pass forward here. Kildari's appeared on the right-hand wing. Harrington getting in the way though and plays it forward for Tanaka. Eva Harrington keeps her run going. Good work there defensively by Allison. Handball against Preston is called by referee Caitlin Williams. Preston, who are in a bit of a three-way battle for that second position on the table. Coming into match day 17, they were locked on 31 points with Essendon and South Melbourne. Essendon, of course, have now gone to 34 points after defeating Box Hill last night. It's worth keeping in mind that Essendon actually do have a game in hand as well. Preston with a victory here this afternoon will go back level with Essendon on 34 points. We'll go above them though on goal difference. Table toppers Bulleen 6 points clear coming into match day 17. Here's Izzy Fernandez running at Jada Feeks, getting almost past her. Nishimura came in to put an end to that Bentleigh attack. Ray Horrison just pumping that one forward. Here's Fernandez. Cook just hoofs it forward. Fonsong Cam, and now it settles with Johnson, who had a good look around before playing the return ball to Susan Fonsong Cam, who makes a break for it into the 18-yard box. Squares up Tanaka, and Mibe Tanaka has a brace inside the opening 20 minutes. A blistering counter-attack from the Lions. What an assist from Susan Fonsong Cam, and Tanaka was never going to miss. And it's Bentleigh 1, Preston 2. Tanaka with her 10th goal of the season. Her 8th in the league. And after conceding a goal inside the opening 10 minutes, Preston, it's taken them just 10 minutes more to find the lead. So 3 goals in the opening 20 minutes. Bentleigh won't stop attacking. Something that has been a risk of sounding condescending. Great to see for Bentleigh in this opening 20 minutes. High pressing here, and an opportunity that has taken a deflection and gone behind for the game's first corner kick. We would have forgiven Bentleigh for coming here this afternoon and maybe just playing a little bit tentatively and cautiously. But right from the outset, they've looked to get forward and attack. Here's an opportunity for them to potentially find an equaliser here. Olivia Bumford is the designated corner kick taker here at Kingston Heath. It'll be a right-footed in-swinger. We need some intervention here from our referee Caitlin Williams. It's a heavily populated 6-yard box. Preston have had their issues defending corner kicks in recent weeks. This one goes right in towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Davidson had an opportunity. Still hasn't been cleared by Preston. Kildare had a half little moment there to swing her boot at it. It was cleared away by Nishimura. Preston survived that awkward little moment. Speaking of awkward, an awkward touch there from Eva Harrington and the ball out of play. Davidson turning away from Nishimura. And Miri Nishimura is not taking any chances, didn't want to let Davidson get in behind. Forces it behind and out for a second consecutive corner kick here for Bentleigh. Just what I mentioned about Olivia Bomford being the designated corner kick taker. Over comes Izzy Fernandez. This one's going to be a right-footed outswinger for the Greens. Fernandez puts it into the mix. Harrington from Songkham. Playing it forward. A nice first touch from Tanaka. Harrington. Checkers run forward here. Try and provide the numbers upfield for Preston. Preston, who incidentally are in search of their 50th win under their manager Dan Foden. 50th league victory, that is. Dan Foden in his 6th season as manager of Preston. Been at BT Connor since 2019, of course led them to promotion in 2022. Henderson's turned it over here. Tanaka for the hat-trick, fired straight at Barbieri, who had to react a second time and rapidly to turn it behind for Preston's first corner kick of the match. Terrific work by the veteran in pink this evening, Melissa Barbieri. Preston will try again. This time from the dead ball, Nishimura to take. Preston, who scored 2 goals from corner kicks last weekend in their 4-0 victory over Brunswick Juventus. Nishimura not quite cleared by Hahn. Scuffed by Tanaka. Johnson on the turn. Her shot blocked. Checker had to go. It ricochets off the back of Leah Davidson. I don't think knew too much about it. Davidson, the off-season signing from Melbourne City. Long throw in, Checker. Johnson couldn't head that one up into the 18-yard box. Nishimura now from Songkham. She's already provided one nice assist in this match, and she is unceremoniously brought down by Fernandez, who gets up unsure of the decision, but I think she knew. She's going to take her place in the 2-player wall for Bentleigh. As this set-piece situation for Miri Nishimura rests just alongside the byline. Nishimura again in at the near post, and Barbieri has had to stretch every limb to keep that one from crossing the goal line. Preston are adamant that in fact it did. The linesman on that far side shakes his head. Preston a little bit upset that they weren't awarded goal number 3 there. It's cheeky from Miri Nishimura. Mr. Barbieri has seen all the tricks around these parts. Johnson, Addison got in the way of the inbound pass. Back with Hayley Johnson, plays it out off Maeve Brown. Another corner kick to come for the Lions, who are starting to tighten the screw here in search of goal number 3. Nishimura hit it nicely, just needed a touch. Barbieri would have been in all sorts of trouble. Here's Joanne Hahn, treating back to Sarah Johnston and all the way back to Melissa Barbieri, making her 183rd appearance in the top division of football here in Victoria. Of course, she's made many more in the A-League Women's, and you can see a long time Matilda. Bentleigh have flipped the pitch here and won a corner for themselves. Bentleigh, who had 18 shots at goal in that draw against Calder United last week, 9 of them on target. Had 9 corner kicks to show for all of their attacking prowess. But the goal that they scored came from the penalty spot. In towards the back post. That's just got a bit too much on it for Cook. Bomford tries to play it back into the mix. Turned away by Feeks. Bomford keen to take the throw in here for Bentleigh. So that's 2 weeks in a row, of course, now that the Bentleigh captain has scored. Last week from the penalty spot, and this week an audacious chip. The offside flag is up here on the near side. The audacious chip, Charlotte Cray Horrison, who on another day might have been able to deal with it. Who's the Preston goalkeeper? Won't be feeling too bad about that mistake now. She's seen her teammates up the field go and find 2 goals and recapture the lead, but we know what perfectionist goalkeepers are. It'll still be a mistake that will haunt her on the car ride home. Susan Fonson-Cam now rolling forward for Preston. Numbers up ahead. The next link in the chain is Ramsey. Watched closely by Joan Hahn. Hahn back to the goalkeeper, Barbieri. She does find Leah Davidson and turns in a tight circle. Out for Hahn. The sun has just found a gap in the clouds to provide a bit of a nuisance for those of you watching at home. As Fernandez bursts onto the ball for Bentleigh, will get past Nishimura and unselfishly trying to find Parker. There's a lot of Bentleigh fans down below us that were pretty keen to see Izzy Fernandez just keep on going there. Johnson, Hayley Johnson that is, trying the back heel. Had a bit of a fresh air swing. Be a bit tricky these mid-afternoon games here at the Kingston Heath Soccer Complex with our commentary vantage point and that setting sun. I promise you it'll be a much better viewing experience in the second half. Cameraman Oscar here today doing his best work. He can control a lot of things, but not the sun, unfortunately. Good carrying there by Hayley Johnson. There's one back here. Dyson. Tanaka. On a hat-trick, we remind you, already in the first half an hour of this one. If you've joined us late, you've missed 3 goals. Olivia Bomford gave Bentleigh an unlikely lead 10 minutes into this one. And her long-range chip effort wasn't dealt with by the Preston goalkeeper. Libe Tanaka has scored 2 goals to recapture the lead for Preston. She's in the vicinity here as well. Johnson takes a touch, goes past the fallen Bentleigh defender. And Johnson finds her 21st goal of the season. And Preston find their 3rd just past the half-hour mark. It's Bentleigh 1, Preston 3. Johnson, who we have mentioned earlier on, has been in great goal-scoring form, scored a brace in the semi-final victory over Bundoora earlier this week. A 23-year-old who was playing football in Iceland last year. 21st goal of the campaign, 14th in the league. Right start for Bentleigh has turned a little sour. Here's Johnson again. Going past Johnston of Bentleigh. Tanaka. Dabs a little one in for Harrington. Good work there from Fernandez, and then Allison plays it out off Eva Harrington and behind harmlessly for a goal kick. Mentioned a little moment ago about Bentleigh's issues scoring goals, but they haven't had too many issues scoring first. This was the 8th time this season that they have scored first, but they've only gone on to win 3 of the previous 7 games in which they have found the back of the net first in a match. 2 of their 3 wins have come at home this season, Bentleigh. They won 2 of their first 4 matches. With 1 win in their last 12, they did have a 9-game losing streak, the Greens, through the middle parts of the season. A good bounce there for Feeks, and now Bomford, the dangerous one, is back in possession. On the edge of the 18-yard box, will shoot herself. Okay, Horrison is not going to be beaten by the Bentleigh captain this time around. Four pass coming out of defence on Preston. Fernandez. Good by Fonson Cam. Bentleigh will maintain possession here. Bomford is on the turn and on the charge. For some support, she finds it in Hernandez. He's trying to release the pass back for Bomford. Preston pump it forward. Allison's got to stay vigilant here. She's done well, Lucy. And Hayley Johnson was bearing down. Brown. Hernandez. Harrington looking to close down Coco Parker. In behind Harrington. And brought down. First yellow card of the match for Preston's fullback there. Eva Harrington into the book. That's her first yellow card of the season. Another set piece opportunity here for the Greens. From the back comes Joanne Hahn. Haven't put too many reinforcements forward here, Bentleigh, wary of the Preston counter-attack. They've been stung by already in this match. Maeve Brown is a late arrival into the 18-yard box. Bomford lofting it in. Ray Horrison comes, doesn't quite deal with it. There's a half opportunity there for Parker, but Preston survive. And here they go again. Foray forward. Fonson Cam lost the ball and then I thought slipped over, but Caitlin Williams, who's a lot closer than I am, says Perth Glory attacker is fouled. .60 A-League women's appearances to her name, Susan Fonson Cam. 1 goal in 11 appearances for Perth Glory in the most recent season. Just the 1 goal so far this season for Preston, which we mentioned earlier, coming in that Cup quarter-final victory over Spring Hills. Johnson flicked on the header. Here is Fonson Cam arriving on the scene and just turning it wide. It wouldn't have counted, she was offside. Came thundering in like a Preston rocket there, Susan Fonson Cam. Bentley's goal survives on that occasion. Tanaka and Brown doing battle. Might sit here for Tanaka. Manages to keep the ball in play into the 18-yard box. Ramsey was the only one there. It went into the near post. Captured by Barbieri. Pumping it forward. Trickett just able to play that ball away as Coco Parker was arriving. Harrington. Johnson. Tanaka. Ishimura now for Preston. Turnover in possession. Brown. Just a bit too much on it for Fernandez, who might have been away down this left-hand side for Bentleigh. Had that pass connected. mentioned, all 3 of Bentleigh's wins have come at home this season. 3 wins, 1 draw and 4 losses here at Kingston Heath this season. Beaten Box Hill United, Brunswick Juventus and FB Emergent. Fix has been harried and harassed and then eventually dispossessed by Parker. The ball hasn't gone out of play, it's still alive. And now it's being brought back, I think, for a foul going Preston's way. Bentleigh won 4 games at home last season when they wore the orange and black with Bayside United. Here is the captain, Georgia Henderson. It's good defending from Hahn. Eventually, the whistle is blown. I think it's coming back for a free kick here. Just as I was saying, it was good defending from Joanne Hahn. It wasn't. And a free kick for Preston on the fringes of the 18-yard box. It's been a first half that has been littered with set-piece opportunities for both sides. Nishimura and Fonson Cam both conspiring over this dead ball. Now Fonson Cam is leaving the area, getting some instructions from Dan Foden. Nishimura on the delayed run up and towards the back post, a header from Johnson straight at Barbieri. It was a good delivery and it was good contact from Hayley Johnson, just not able to guide it past the Bentleigh shot stopper. Preston back in possession and in relative control of this match now after a sluggish start. Spencer Cam has been fouled in midfield again. That's the 4th or 5th time we've brought down the dangerous, enigmatic Susan Fonson Cam. She's already burnt Bentleigh a couple of times. See why they're pretty keen to try and keep her in check until the final 5 minutes of the first half. Speaking of check, here's Emma Checker. One ball forward looking for Hayley Johnson. Brings it under her spell, turns away from Cook into the 18-yard box. And nutmeg Lucy Ellison, who is having absolutely none of it. It's behind for a Preston corner kick. Comes Emma Checker and Jade Fix. Preston, as I mentioned, scored 2 of their 4 goals last Friday night from corner kicks. Another Nishimura outswinger. Parker heading it away. Tanaka and Fernandez both going at it. It's back in by Nishimura. Johnson arriving in the vicinity. Barbieri claims and now sends Candice Kildare on her way. Trying to get past Checker. Fix rushing back to lend a hand as well. It's back in possession of the ladies in the red and black. Of course, in their second season upon return to the top division here in Victoria. They were in the Victorian Premier League Women's in 2022, that being the second division. Gained promotion, back up in 2023. More on that in just a moment as Bomford is in possession here for Bentleigh. Into the 18-yard box. It's a good challenge from Fonson Cam, who, as I mentioned, wasn't in the starting 11 during the week for Preston. She did start that game against Brunswick Juventus last Friday night. probably, I know Midday Tanaka is on a brace, but Fonson Cam just about best on the pitch in the first half here for Preston. Got a corner kick here to deal with. It's in at the near post. I think it's come off Izzy Fernandez last and behind for a goal kick. And Preston made such a great start to their season back in the top division in 2023. They were on top of the table for the first couple of months or so before faltering. Fernandez, Davidson, Johnston, playing it into the box. Fernandez turns and crosses, and now it's Davidson. Can get past Nishimura. She's been taken to the byline. It's good defending there from Nishimura. Fernandez maybe a little bit lucky not to be penalised for a handball. Johnston. It's back with Maddie Cook. Confident Fonson Cam, that battle raging again. Fonson Cam wins it for Preston, plays it forward. Barbieri playing the role of the sweeper keeper on that occasion. Sending it back upfield, but Preston back in possession. Tyson, Henderson, blocked by Brown. Just a look at the spring forward, it was a heavy touch. She didn't have a lot of help ahead of her regardless. Now Tanaka swings it into the 18-yard box. Ramsey, he scored too many goals. Molly May Ramsey. Johnson. Now Henderson's going to load up from deep. A shot blocked by Johnston. Preston looking to try and put the foot to the throat here. Find a fourth goal as we tick towards stoppage time at the end of the first half. Turnover in midfield. Uncharacteristic one from Nishimura. Johnston finds Fernandez, who is bursting down the right wing for Bentleigh. Spurred on by the crowd as well, I might add. Can't find Coco Parker. Not the first time I've asked him. Anyway, does this time around, although she's dueling Parker with Eva Harrington, who plays it out for a throw-in. So into stoppage time now at the end of the first half. Just 1 minute, I believe we have. Fourth official on the opposite side to us, Rafael Sataris. A couple of stoppages in this first half. An injury and 4 goals, obviously. With a Tanaka. Allison plays that one just about onto the roof. Tanaka just a little slow to pick herself up after that last contest. It's coming her way again off the head of Henderson. Johnston. Henderson, that's great work in midfield. Now Ramsey for Preston. Unable to get past Maddie Cook in defence for Bentleigh. Poor pass coming out though from the Greens. Here's Tanaka for the first half hat-trick. Fired it straight at Barbieri. And if not for the exploits of Barbieri, Tanaka might have had a 4-goal first half. Bentleigh again. Through Bomford. Has Parker in the middle. Bomford probably run out of time now to have a shot. She plays in Joan Hahn. In towards Davidson, who took the first touch when she maybe could have had a first-time effort. I was given a bum steer by our fourth official. Far more than 1 minute added on. Here's Fernandez. Trying to go herself in at the near post. Fired over and out. Continuing to stack chances, Bentleigh, half chances you might call them. Preston, surprisingly, not looking all that assured defensively. Caitlin Williams preparing to blow the whistle for half-time. Henderson runs on. Played in by Tanaka. Nishimura, I should say. Tanaka's in the 18-yard box. Thwarted by Melissa Barbieri, so there will be no first half hat-trick for Mibe Tanaka. She'll go into the change rooms and have a bit of a think about how she might concoct her game plan for her third goal in the second half. An entertaining first half, though, here at Kingston Heath. Bentleigh surprisingly took the lead 10 minutes in. Olivia Bomford scoring after a mistake from Preston goalkeeper Charlotte Ray-Horrison. It would only be 10 minutes before Preston found the equaliser. Mibe Tanaka, a lovely shot in at the near post. She was teed up for her second goal. Only moments later, an assist from Susan Fonsong-Cam and Hayley Johnson, scoring her 21st goal of the season and the third goal for Preston. After a nervy start from the visitors, they are in command at half-time here at Kingston Heath. The scoreline, Bentleigh Greens 1, Preston Lions 3. Welcome back to Kingston Heath Soccer Complex. The score on the precipice of the second half is Bentleigh Greens 1, Preston Lions 3. As we're set to go for the second half here, Brent Sternberg is my name. You're watching on the NPL Victoria YouTube channel if you were with us for the first half. Well, it was an exciting first half. Bentleigh, after 10 minutes, took a surprise lead through their captain Olivia Bomford, who looked to try and chip the Preston goalkeeper Charlotte Ray Horrison, who made a bit of a mistake. And just 5 minutes later, Mibe Tanaka scored the equaliser. She scored a second only moments later, and Hayley Johnson is the other goal scorer as Preston are on the attack here. Ramsey has gone down to the 18-yard box, looks back at the referee, can't believe she didn't get the foul. And then Henderson's cross-come shot is captured by Melissa Barbieri. Brent Sternberg is my name, gang. The sun has set, the floodlights are on. Should be a much more pleasant viewing experience in this second half. That setting sun out here in Cheltenham, a bit of a nuisance sometimes. There has been one change to tell you about at half-time. We'll get to that now. Gabby Simpson has come in to join us for Bentleigh, and she has replaced Leah Davidson. So a winger replacing a defender. Just casting my eye over how Bentleigh have lined up to start this second half. It looks like Gabby Simpson is lining up out on the left wing. Ramsey plays that one forward. The only player on a yellow card out there to tell you about is Eva Harrington as Fonsong Cam from way downtown lets loose. Maybe the best player on the pitch in the first 45 minutes. Of course, Mibe Tanaka did score 2 goals, but Fonsong Cam assisted one of those and was really pulling the strings in midfield for the Lions as this one has trickled out of play. So just a reminder that that change that Bentleigh have made at half-time doesn't actually use up one of their substitution windows, so that they still have 3 substitution windows to use, of which they can bring on a total of 5 players. Allison trying to shield this one for Barbieri. In the end, she had to play it back to her goalkeeper, who didn't want any of that. Kildare. Looks like Izzy Fernandez, who was playing on the wing, I should say, in the first half. Here she comes. Looks like she's dropped into a little bit of a deeper position to replace the departed Leah Davidson. Simpson has gone out to play on the wing where Fernandez was playing in that first half. I think we're across everything now. Bentleigh 1, Preston 3. Preston looking to capture a big 3 points that will send them back up into second position on the table tonight. Disappointing on there from Candice Kildare. Shifted into a 4-3-3 Bentleigh by the looks of it, with Kildare, Johnston and Fernandez in midfield. Bomford playing ahead of them in behind Coco Parker and Gabby Simpson. Here's Maddie Cook. Allison. The very young centre-half pairing for the Bentleigh Greens. Maddie Cook, who's making her 8th start, 18-year-old. Lucy Allison, only a teenager as well. Here's Simpson, the half-time substitute for Bentleigh, trying to get away from Eva Harrington, who has been penalised for a foul. As we mentioned just a moment ago, Eva Harrington is walking a fine line in this second half, the only player on a yellow card. And so, a set piece here for Bentleigh in the early minutes of the second half. And they find a second goal here and inject a bit of intrigue into the second 45. So Olivia Bomford watching carefully over this dead ball situation. Into the mix. Parker is there. Well claimed by Charlotte Gray-Horrison. Outside of that first goal that they did score, Bentleigh didn't see too many other clear-cut opportunities. They had 6 total shots in the first half. All of them were on target. There's a few comfortable saves, though, for Charlotte Gray-Horrison. Here's Gabrielle Simpson. Kildare. Back to Simpson. Manufactured a shot on the edge of the 18-yard box. It was curling, but was off target the whole way. Preston in the first half, for those that are wondering, 13 total shots, 9 of them on target, and of course 3 of those 9 finding the back of the net. Harrington coming forward for Preston. Tanaka, who is on a hat-trick. Johnson. Awkwardly controlled there by Georgia Henderson, who's off and running now. Thyssen. Juan Han plays that one out of play. Mentioned Juan Han in the first half, 24-year-old. South Korea, was playing for Hacheon KSPO in the top division of the Women's Korean League. Wonderful experience for her to come down under and play some football in one of the better state leagues that we have here in Australia. Well done, Bomford took that one right off the toe of Nishimura. Only got Parker ahead of her. She's twisting and turning, Bomford trying desperately to get clear. Parker won't quite be able to win possession here. She's happy enough for the throw-in. We're well and truly into the twilight zone now here in Cheltenham. Floodlights taking full effect. Match day 17, the NPLW Victoria. Second against second last coming into the weekend. Preston in the red and black, with a second place side, Bentleigh. Second last. Rebay Tanaka breaking free. Dakota Thyssen was playing college football in America last year. That's a nice ball. Johnson! Oh, that would have been some goal. Taking it early from well outside the 18-yard box. It would take something special to breach the near post of a Melissa Barbieri guarded goalmouth. As mentioned, the goal-scoring form she's been in this season, Hayley Johnson. Couldn't blame her from having a pop from there. Fonsong Cam working her way back onto the right boot. Speaking of tidy finishes, that is a glorious goal from Susan Fonsong Cam. And the best player on the pitch in the first half now has her goal. Preston have 4, and they're on their way to 3 points that will send them back into second position tonight. Some of those players that come back down from the A-League Women's to play in this league, you can just see the class. Class and polish. At the moment she was able to cut back onto her right boot. Melissa Barbieri, who I'm sure has seen a lot of Susan Fonsong Cam, and probably knew exactly where that ball was going, and Barbs didn't even bother diving for that one. There was no stopping it. So Bentleigh 1, Preston 4. Fonsong Cam with her second goal in Preston red and black. .23-year-old Susan Fonsong Cam, born in Thailand. Fonson Cam swings that lovely pass out for Molly May Ramsey. Being forced to retreat to Emma Checker. He's trying to bend it in behind for Henderson. Johnson's there as well. Henderson. I think that was a pass. Tanaka. No, Ramsey going to ground desperately to try and stop it from going behind, but no matter, it was against the offside flag regardless. Preston's 2-goal half-time lead has stretched to 3. It's the 10th time this season that they led at half-time. It's a long-range shot catching practice for Barbieri. They've only lost once when leading at the main break. The break, I should say, this season, Preston. That came 3 weeks ago when they were stunned by FV Emerging. Preston led 2-0 at half-time before... Hold that thought, Preston on the attack. It's played away by Allison. Here's Fonson Cam again from range, and it skims the side netting. And that time Melissa Barbieri was throwing herself at the dipping ball. Not far away from a second for Susan Fonson Cam. Bentleigh insisting on playing out from the back, and Fernandez has run into trouble. Oh, and then clipped Henderson, and that will be our second yellow card. No, it won't. Fernandez just getting a warning there. Smile and a shake of the head. I was making a point before all of that, and I'm embarrassed to admit I've forgotten what I was saying. Maybe for the better. Set piece here for Preston. We meander our way towards an hour played here. Kingston Heath Soccer Complex. Another set piece for Nishimura to mull over in towards Henderson. It's gotten all the way up the back to Emma Checker, who tries to cut it back. It's gone right across the goal mouth. Fernandez awkwardly trying to clear it away. It took a touch off Georgia Henderson and behind for a goal kick. I have remembered the point I was making. It was Preston being stunned by FB Emerging. The young ladies in the training centre, the state training centre, scoring 4 goals in the second half. Might run through who these teams have on the bench in just a moment, as Lucy Allison's playing it forward for Bentleigh. Of course, in that 1-1 draw last week to Calder United, Bentleigh and their manager Nathan Moirana didn't actually call upon any of their substitutes. They made one here at half-time, of course, Gabby Simpson. Replacing Leah Davidson. We hope that that is just a tactical change and there's nothing wrong with Bentleigh's mid-season acquisition. His Feeks. Just incidentally, it looks like Preston have shifted into a back 3 here. Molly May Ramsey and Eva Harrington playing wing-back positions now. Here's Tanaka. And Johnson, who was offside. And her cross wasn't the best. So maybe all's well that ends well there for Preston. Speaking of Preston, they're going to go to the bench in just a moment. It looks like they've finally decided to give Ali Lamont a run. So their dynamic winger is going to be thrown into the fray. Molly May Ramsey is going to be one of the players who will be bidding adieu. On comes Ali Lamont. And Eva Harrington, the only player out there on a yellow card. She won't have to worry about that anymore. She's coming for a rest as well on the bench. And Eva Harrington is being replaced by Rhiannon Gurr, who's come back to play soccer this season. Those that follow the Aussie rules here in Victoria and the VFLW will know that Rhiannon Gurr has been playing some good football for Carlton the past couple of years. She's come in to assume her position in the back three for Preston. Nabe Tanaka's come over to play on the right side here. Henderson is brought down illegally right on the fringes of the 18-yard box. And Madeline Cook, the guilty party. Cook is into the book. And of more immediate concern is that this is within striking range, well and truly, for the Preston Wizard, Miri Nishimura, who has already scored a wonderful goal from the set piece this season a few weeks ago against South Melbourne from memory. That particular set piece was a little further out than this one here. It's a 5-player wall for the Greens. Fonson-Cam's over the set piece as well. It's going to be Nishimura on target, but straight at Mel Barbieri, who claims the football right in front of her eyeballs. Nishimura's going to pick it back up here in midfield for the Lions. Looking for Tanaka. Closes it down in the corner. He's being watched by Joanne Hahn into the 18-yard box. Heavy touch there from Cook. Henderson right in the challenge of Bomford. Bomford ends up with the football. Plays it, looking for Coco Parker, who is outnumbered. Checker. Donning the gloves, Emma Checker. It is a cool Saturday evening now out here in Cheltenham. Hoisted forward. Lucy Allison, that's hacked away. Here's Ellie Lamont swinging into the 18-yard box. Johnson bringing it down. She might be turned away. Here she is. Back with Fix. Tyson. Oh, awkward one there for Henderson. Brown. One just got away from her. So Ellie Lamont is into the fray. She scored a brace against Bentleigh in the Nike FC Cup meeting between these two that I mentioned in the first half. Match that Preston, won 2-1. Lamont has 15 goals to her name this season. There's the foul going the way of the Lions. Ball played long for Johnson. We'll keep it in play. Looking for Ali Lamont, who we were just talking about, but well telegraphed by Lucy Allison. Simpson and now Bomford. Oh, Bomford's done really well to get past Dakota Thyssen. And a second time, Johnson Moore, says Liv, into the 18-yard box. Parker is there. It's a mistake from Harrison. Oh, and then it's a timely interception from Fix, I think it was, who got it away from Fernandez. He just needed to get there a second earlier. Best opportunity the Greens have seen in the second half. Lamont. Pushed to the byline by Allison. Lamont, it's a left foot cross. Johnston and Maddie Cook combining to see that one away. Feels like it's wave after wave of red and black at the moment. Ellison again with a timely interception. Back with Bomford. They just don't look like they're getting enough numbers forward when they have the opportunity to push forward Bentleigh, which you can understand. Tanaka, did she stray offside? Once again, the flag stays down, not too dissimilar to the first goal that she scored this evening. Loses possession. Barbieri wandering a long way out of the 18-yard box. Coughing it up to Fonson Cam. Tanaka with their back to goal. Here come Preston again. Johnson. Dyson. Fonson Cam, is she tempted to shoot from range? Here she is. Didn't quite catch it the way she would have liked. Preston also have Rachel Gillies and Lani Jadicha on the bench. Ali Vlaming as well, who started that Cup semi-final during the week. Bentleigh have Lara Smith, Sienna Leighton-Welch, Jasmine Kane-Edwards, of course. Fernandez running right at Fonson Cam. Simpson. Trying to play a ball into the 18-yard box. I think she was hoping for contact off a defender, but there was none. Try and go around the grounds for you and get some scores from the other games when we can, folks. Simpson on the turn. Just loses out to Rhiannon Gert. It's good defending. Forward rolls, Fonson Cam, Lamont. We'll see Tanaka upstream in the 18-yard box. First she's got to try and get past Brown. Slipped as she played the ball into the area. Allison plays it out onto the hill. A throw in adjacent to the 18-yard box for Preston. Jada Fix is being replaced. On comes Lani Jadicha. It'll be a like-for-like swap in the what looks like a back three now for Preston. Lani Jadicha and 16-year-old Bendigo. We do have a couple of results to tell you about. Alamein defeated Brunswick Juventus earlier today. That game not long finished. Alamein 3, Brunswick Juventus 2. So that's a good result for the Bentleigh Greens. Brunswick Juventus are the side that sit just above Bentleigh on the table. They're only 2 points above Bentleigh, so they didn't pick up any points this afternoon. Of course, the bottom two being relegated at the end of the season, so 11th and 12th positions. Bentleigh coming to this game on 10 points. Brunswick Juventus above them on 12. Good work from Hernandez to take it away from Johnson. Fernandez inside for Kildare. Now it's with the captain in Bomford. Kildare. It's a nice looking return pass, but just a little bit ill-directed. Final 20 minutes of this one. Bentleigh still going in search here of their second goal. They did score first after 10 minutes. Olivia Bomford chipping Charlotte Hray-Horrison, who made a bit of a blunder on the goal line. Since then, we've seen 2 goals for Mibe Tanaka, 1 for Hayley Johnson and 1 for Susan Fonsong Cam, who's in possession now. Dinking one forward for Lamont. It's a great pass in towards Henderson. Can't get past the brick wall. Sarah Johnston. Bentleigh may be here on the counter-attack, an opportunity to cause some problems. Everything, of course, starting through the number 10, Olivia Bomford. Kildare, a little bit frustrated as she dumps the pass off for Johnston. That's a nice pass for Fernandez. Her initial touch that took her along the fringes of the 18-yard box was just a little heavy. Still an opportunity, though, for Bentleigh on the attack. Hahn in towards the edge of the penalty area. Cleared away, though, by Preston. Work from Simpson. Even better defending, though, from Susan Fonsong Cam. Ball forward, looking for Tanaka. She was out of position. For a throw-in on the far side, which Preston are not in a big hurry to take. The other game that we had earlier this afternoon, Bulleen beating FB Emerging 3-1. Of course, those two teams are going to meet during the week. Here's a shot from distance. Ellie Lamont, who is never backwards in coming forwards. Ellie didn't hit that too badly, but straight at Barbieri at the near post. Here's Lamont again, crashing into Maeve Brown. The fresh legs of Ellie Lamont. Twisting, turning, pirouetting. And now crossing, and Tanaka just might have caught a bit of the grass and dirt as well as the football there. And as we head towards the final quarter hour here, Mibe Tanaka is still plotting her first hat-trick in a Preston shirt. Dyson's doubling back here. Gadicha. Johnson. Oh, what a pass. Split right between two Bentleigh defenders. And now Tanaka right across the 6-yard box. And then an interjection there from Maeve Brown that was desperately required. Ali Lamont was ghosting in at that back post. It's behind for a corner kick. Another one for the Lions. So that 3-1 victory over FB Emerging for Bulleen extends their gap at the top. They did come into match day 17, Bulleen 6 points ahead of Preston. Of course, that margin is still going to be 6 points with both teams winning. Bulleen have won. Preston not just yet. They're on the attack again here. Tanaka. Of course, it would take an incredible turnaround, wouldn't it, in 15 minutes. Nishimura. Oh, Johnson, it's a good header, and it was fumbled initially on the goal line from Barbieri. And eventually she's got it back in her grasp. Because we had that game last night, Essendon Royals defeating Box Hill United 2-1. Good win for the Royals. They actually come from behind to win that game. The Box Hill are always a tricky proposition at home. An opportunity, Fonson Cam again, her shot blocked. It spills for Lamont. Johnson awaiting the cross. Doesn't go for the header this time. She brings it down. She had strayed into an offside position. There's a little bit of tempers fraying out there. Some words for our referee, Caitlin Williams, who's done well to keep this match in check. The other score we have for you from the village, Heidelberg United have netted one of their biggest wins of the season. They've beaten Burundara 5-0. That was a game that just finished a few moments ago. Free kick here going the way of Bentleigh. And Olivia Bomford again. Haven't looked as threatening from set pieces as they might have liked this evening, the home side. Does Bomford shoot directly here? She does. And it's into the safe keep behind the goals, and Charlotte Horrison just watched it disappear over the frame of the goal that she is protecting. And outside of that one error earlier in the match, very early in the match, in just the 10th minute, it's been a pretty rock solid performance from the youngster between the sticks. She's not going to have a clean sheet this evening, Charlotte. She has kept 5 this season. Haven't kept too many clean sheets away from home this season, the Preston Lions. Just 2 in what will be 9 games now. Chasing goal number 5, the 2 captains going shoulder to shoulder. Henderson wins the day. Tanaka might have clipped Olivia Bomford. Referee Caitlin Williams calls for the action to play on. Lamont, a wicked delivery in for Fonson Cam. Now Tanaka, who is onside again. Tanaka! There's their first hat-trick in the red and black of Preston. Might have taken a deflection on the way through, but the final destination was the bottom right-hand corner. And it's goal number 5 for the Lions. And it'll be win number 11 on the season. And they'll go back into second position on the table. Dan Foden's troops. And once again, the Bentleigh defenders may be guilty of having one eye on the play and one eye on the corner flag. The offside flag, I should say, which wasn't raised. A couple of changes here for Preston. Tanaka scores a hat-trick and then comes from the ground, as does Hayley Johnson. Ellie Vlamink is on. And I've just missed who the other Preston player was. I'll try and get that for you. Preston, no doubt about it, well and truly on their way to one of their biggest wins of the season. 15 total shots at goal. The other player coming on for Preston, Rachel Gillies. Into the final 10 minutes. He's one of the earlier substitutions. Ali Lamont dribbling past the Bentleigh green screen and then shooting and scoring. Ali Lamont, a sensational solo effort. Helps herself to another Preston goal. And it's well and truly party time in Cheltenham here. Lamont scores off the bench for Preston. That's her 16th goal of the season. And it's a sorry-looking scoreline now for the home side. Bentleigh Greens 1, the Preston Lions 6. And there's been a few goals that Preston have scored tonight that Melissa Barbieri will admit that she couldn't really do too much about. Susan Fonson Cam's goal, which was neatly struck. Ali Lamont's goal just there, that was just perfectly placed. Barbieri had that far post covered and Lamont was still able to sneak it underneath the lunging Bentleigh goalkeeper. They're pulling another change here. Coco Parker, her night comes to an end. Replacing the Bentleigh striker will be Sienna Leighton-Welch. Nishimura thumps it forward. Hahn plays it forward for Fernandez. She is quick, Fernandez, but just working the angles nicely was Checker. I'm sure you've heard through Oscar's effects mic all night. We've had the Izzy Fernandez fan club down below us. Izzy's 35th appearance in the top flight here. She returned to Bentleigh from Southern United last season. She was a Bayside United junior. Only scored 2 goals in 29 appearances for Bentleigh. I was a bit surprised when I came across that particular statistic. Ali Lamont's in behind again here for Preston. Vlamink. Well, she scored one of the 4 goals against Brunswick Juventus last Friday night, Ali Vlamink. That was a breathtaking strike as well from almost the exact same part of the pitch that she let loose just now. Beautiful strike that ballooned over the Brunswick Juventus goalkeeper. It's going to be another big win for Preston. They've had a few of these this season. 8-0 win over Calder United back on match day 7. Of course, they had a 12-1 victory in the Cup a few months ago against Sydenham Park. This one's not quite going to get to that extreme. Here's Vlamink. Once again, hit it nicely. The ones that have come straight at Mel Barbieri, she's managed to keep out. Kildare can't keep that one in. So after what was an awkward start here at Kingston Heath, Preston conceding inside 10 minutes. I think they would have absolutely loved to have been told in that moment that there will still be 6 goals for you. Just keep pressing, keep at it. And that's exactly what has transpired. Preston have back-to-back home games coming up against Calder United and then Alamein before that cup final that they are looking forward to so much. They'll have a look at the semi-final to come during the week and see who their opponent will be. If it is to be Bentleigh, there's every chance. Well, no, if it is Bentleigh, they will. If it is Bulleen, I should say, they will play Bulleen in 2 games in a row, because the weekend after the cup final is scheduled, they have a trip to the Veneto club to play Bulleen in the league. Ball played forward there, looking for Georgia Henderson. Another solid outing from Henderson in the middle of the park. Sidicha got to lose out here to Fernandez. And Fernandez is going to run out of room. Amazing, whenever she's gotten onto the ball this evening, Izzy Fernandez, there's just been an explosion of noise and support down below us. Fonson Cam has gotten past Sarah Johnston into the byline, cutting it back for Lamont, who has been denied by the frame of the goal, I think, in the end. Chasing the ball back to the goal mouth, to the far touchline, I should say. Well, Vlamink is in. She's been penalised for the foul after the fluffed clearance. Bentleigh's blushes are spared. I think that last shot from Lamont actually came off the glove of Barbieri and then the upright. Desperately unlucky, Ellie. Something I've noticed here at the ground on the electronic scoreboard over in the far corner that you can see on our coverage. When Preston actually scored their 5th goal, it didn't go up initially. And by the time they had put it up, it was time to change it from 5 to 6. Preston scoring their 5th and 6th goals in quick succession. It's back with Emma Checker now. Vlamink. Probably a bit unlucky not to keep her spot in the starting 11 after starting the Cup semi-final midweek. Fonson Cam goes right past Cork, and Fonson Cam with a class finish. She's got her 2nd and a 7th for Preston. And once again, that class, that A-League women's class from Susan Fonson Cam, just blew straight past Maddie Cook, who didn't know what had hit her. Fonson Cam's got a brace, and that's nothing short of what she deserves. It's Bentleigh 1, Preston an impressive 7. Scoring in the penultimate minute of the 90. going to be their second biggest league victory of the season. It's a game that I think the Bentleigh probably would have been pretty proud of up until about the 70-minute mark. As the evening has worn on, this young Bentleigh team, and in particular their young back four, have just been cut open by the class of Susan Fonson-Cam and the fresh legs and clear mind and wizardry of Ali Lamonts. As we head into the closing minutes of this one, stoppage time at the end of the 90. Izzy Fernandez has bowled over. And the Fernandez fan club is just copying some nouns and verbs from Georgia Henderson. 3 minutes, I believe, time added on. 4-goal second half for Preston, and maybe one more to come. Check it. Fonson-Cam, that lightning turn. Heading for the corner flag. It's a long time to chew off the clock, Susan. But she wins a corner kick, and that'll do nicely for Preston. It is a corner kick. I think some of the players there disagreed with the call on the pitch. Can imagine this one may well be taken short. Right, Fonson-Cam is putting it into the mix. Lamont races in front of Allison and wins it back. Nishimura into the back post. And Jade Feeks was arriving, but Barbieri claims it. Almost giving it straight back. Bentleigh keeper. Brown. Down the right-hand side come the Greens. Simpson. Preston try and pump it away to safety. It's only as far as Bomford, who's been tireless in midfield again for Bentleigh. Leighton Welch is being turned away by Thyssen. Johnston, who's been a little quieter in the second half, in for Kildare. Broken up by Jadicha, and then a long-range effort from Olivia Bomford. Snatching at it a little. Bentleigh are away to Alamein next week before returning home to face Bulleen. And then they're away to the Essendon Royals. It's a tricky final 5 matches for the Greens. All 5 teams that they play in this run home in the top 7 placings on the table coming into this particular match day, as referee Caitlin Williams has seen enough, blows her final whistle, and on a cool midwinter's evening here, Preston come across town and they come and conquer at Kingston Heath. After conceding the first goal and thinking that it might have been a bit more complicated than they first thought, they went on to score 3 goals in the first half and then piled on 4 more in the final half an hour here. It's a pretty picture, that scoreboard, as far as Preston are concerned, but it was a tricky start to this match. Olivia Bomford scored first for Bentleigh, and Preston then saw a brace to Mibe Tanaka. Susan Fonson-Cam, who was just about best on pitch, scored a brace as well. And Hayley Johnson, Ali Lamont getting in on the act also. So it's a win that they needed to have, Preston, to keep pace with Bulleen at the top of the table. After the Essendon Royals win last night, bumped them down a position. They're right back into second place on the table with Preston's 11th win of the season. And Bentleigh still with some work to do if they are to be playing top flight football in 2025. Thanks for your company this evening, gang. That'll have to do us. Thanks to Oscars and great work on the camera. My name's Brent Sternberg. And the final score here at Kingston Heath: Bentleigh Greens 1, the Preston Lions 7.